guys, welcome back to my channel, and today is a get ready with me video. We're going to be doing this look right here, and we're going to be talking about planning for my wedding, my bachelorette party, and my upcoming trip to Mackinac Island, Michigan. So if that sounds good and you're ready to hang out, keep on watching. Before we get too far into the video, I hope you'll consider clicking that subscribe button if you haven't already. I upload videos twice a week. It's totally free to subscribe, and I would love to have you back again on the channel. I'm only 6 subscribers away from my next giveaway, and I've already got things ready. Y'all aren't ready. Oh, I've got some good stuff this time, so make sure you are subscribed. And if you like this video, click the like button. It really does help to get my video out in the algorithm, and I appreciate it so much. All right, let's go ahead and get into this look. Okay, so I went, I would say, a little overboard, but really it was a lot overboard with my prescription strength retinol last week. And I mean, my skin wasn't just peeling, it was borderline like scabbed in a couple places that I just really, I overdid it. I should have waited more days in between. So we are almost recovered here, but because of that, my skin has been very dry, very peely, and it was sore in some areas. So what I've been doing on the few days I have been wearing makeup, because I've been trying to just like leave my complexion alone, but I've been using the Ritual Defeat Thorn oil. I just got like a little sample to try it because, you know, I always hear Teresa is Dead talking about it, and I wanted to try it, especially because once upon a time I never would have even considered this product when I had more oily skin, but in the past couple years I've had more combination skin. And I do find that, I've heard Tarte say this, using an oil as a primer, or I haven't tried mixing it in with my foundation, but I'd like to. I do think it helps for the product to not settle into my fine line so much, really, truly. So if you are around my age, I'm 31, I'll be 32 in less than a couple months here. Maybe try that, but I've been liking that. And then as I use stuff here, I'm going to be putting them in my Alley Glinds bags. I have more bags than just these, but for travel I usually use this one. I can't remember if this is the medium or the small. I think this is the medium size bag. And then I have this one for my brushes. I find when I'm packing my makeup for a trip, the easiest thing for me is to just do my makeup. So I'm scared about traveling this because it is so like liquidy, oily. So I think I am actually gonna pack my e.l.f. Cookies and Dreams. It's not too big, and it's pretty moisturizing and not like overly greasy either. And like I said, the peeling and the soreness is almost over, so I think we'll be good. But I'm gonna pack a couple different foundations. So in case I am extra dry, I'm going to pack the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. This one, like if my skin is normal or the oily areas, it works if I powder and set it. But if I'm dry and I don't set it, then it's kind of like works for me in both instances too. I just have to determine if I'm going to use powder or not. And then my other one, I think I'm actually going to pack this one I've been using. I was looking in my drawer to see what else do I have to use, because the Revlon one I was using, it's a bit too thick, too cakey for when I'm going through all of this that I'm going through right now. So I'm not going to pack that one for now, although I do need to use it up. I'm going to pack this MAC Studio Fix Fluid. And this is actually what I'm going to put on and wear today as well. Now, apparently you can get a pump for this separately. I think that's absurd. It should come with it, frankly. Otherwise, I have enjoyed this foundation so far. But my complaint is that it is, although it's a glass jar, don't know if you can hear that or not, but it doesn't have a pump. And I hate this whole like thing you have to do to get product out. I really don't like it. That was why I didn't want to get the Wet n Wild one again. Well, and it had like a little weird paddle thing, but this doesn't even have that. But mine, in case you're curious, is in shade NC10. I got this at TJ Maxx. I don't feel like there's a lot of product in this for $14.99, and that's at like the reduced price, right? It says compared to $25, but I wanted to try it. I've never tried any MAC complexion products, so that's gonna go in. And then when my skin's been like this, I usually like to really press in my product, but I've just been kind of lightly dusting over top so that I don't irritate any of the dry skin flakes to look like textured. So I've been using the Lunar Beauty LBF 2 brush for my complexion, like my base, foundation, skin tint, whatever I've been using. And I've been liking that a lot, the results, especially with my current, like I said, kind of dry combo skin. And this foundation has a really nice medium coverage, which is usually what I go for on the daily basis. See, and with the oil, I don't know if this is normally a natural finish, but it is a very natural finish in my opinion, pairing the rose oil with that MAC foundation. So then I'll just stick that brush. See, it just goes in these little, oh, they're not called Velcro, what are they called? Like elastic stretchy things for your brushes there. And here's the complexion. I'm gonna pack my Sephora Clear and Cover concealer for any blemishes because it does have salicylic acid to try to help those be on their way. The acne's been pretty good lately, like nothing's been too out of hand, but you know, just a couple here or there. This is in shade 2 Linen, and my only complaint is that it is quite, in my opinion, yellow leaning, so not my favorite, but this is one I also actually got at TJ Maxx and it was $3.99, so I'm not gonna complain too much for that. And then I'm also going to pack this little one. I really love minis for when I'm traveling. I'll leave linked another, I know I've done this one other time, maybe possibly even two, but I really like minis for when I'm traveling. It helps to save space. This is a little mini I got in an Ipsy back when I was getting those. I haven't gotten them in months though, to be honest. I kind of got tired of the bad products I was getting in them. This one though, I think is the one I chose. It's the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer, and I didn't get it in a really brightening shade. This one is neutral 12 and fair neutral. It's more of a matching skin color, so sometimes I'll use this for blemishes. Right now I'm going to use it a little bit under the eyes, but we're going to pack that. And then of course my normal brow routine, nothing fancy here, so I'll just go ahead and do that off camera, but I'm using the NYX Tame & Frame Tinted Brow Pomade in shade Brunette and the NYX Bare With Me brow setter, this one with my Laura Lee Los Angeles L29 brush. So I'm gonna do that real quick off camera and be back for the next step. All right, here they are filled in. I decided to wait for the gel because I remembered I usually don't do that until like after I've done my blush and bronzer. So next I'm gonna go in with my Real Techniques brush. This is the Expert Concealer brush, the 210, and I'm just gonna blend out first the concealer under my eyes because it's a little bit lighter, and then around my blemishes. So like I said, I'm doing this video and getting ready so that I can pack for a trip. I am about to go on a trip to Mackinac Island, which is in Michigan, for those of you in the US that might know where the different states and where that might be. I have never been. My mom, my dad, and my grandparents and I are going on a trip for a few days together there. The trip is basically for my grandparents' anniversary. We are gonna go do that for a few days, and I'm getting ready so that I make sure I don't forget packing anything. And I just used a little setting powder to set that. So I need to find, I have like a little mini tiny travel size powder because I'm not taking my whole big Coty Airspun thing. And I know I have a little tiny travel size of powder. If I could just find it. Here it is, my tiny little Laura Mercier powder. That's gonna go in. I'm also going to use this Ulta Flower Power mattifying face powder and a little wedge here. Sponge isn't the right word, but you know, poof, to set around my nose and that concealer under the eyes and put those in. I just do a very light amount of those. And to be honest, I have no idea what we're doing on the island. There's a lot of things to do, but I think we're just kind of playing it by ear of what my grandparents want to do, but that should be fun. And then I also was like, you know, might as well get ready as well because I am planning on getting together with my maid of honor for my wedding. And we're gonna do a little hangout slash bachelorette party planning. Talk about like what all I would like to do for the bachelorette. I know like I'm not supposed to plan it and know everything, but just to give some ideas of what I want, because I really want it to be more like low-key. I am not wanting like a crazy blowout, going out in the club, like feeling sick afterwards from drinking, stuff like that. That's not the kind of bachelorette I want. I know that's like historically what it is or what it's supposed to be, but that's not what I want it to be, and she does know that. So I told her so far I wanted to do more of like just a weekend cabin getaway with the bridal party and some of my other closer friends. And she's like, okay, sounds good. Let me know when you know kind of around when you want to do it and what kind of activities and things like that. This is the Becca Sunsetter palette. I'm taking this for my highlighter, blush, and bronzer. So now we are going to get together because I do know more of what I want to do. I really would like to do the bachelorette this summer or early fall, just because I'm getting married next summer, have the date narrowed down to like 4 dates. I'm supposed to be going to tour the venue and put a deposit and finally lock in a date. I think the next week when I get back from this trip to Mackinac Island. And I figured, like, I don't know, I would rather do the Bachelorette now, even though it's like a little over or under a year out, than cram it in right before. I really don't want to do it like right before or the night before. I don't know how people do that. I want to be well rested and gorgeous looking for my wedding. And so I think we'll do that now, and then it'll be done, you know, out of the way, so to speak. I don't say out of the way like I don't want to do it or I'm not looking forward to it, but I just don't want to do all of that at once personally. So I'm thinking we'll go rent a cabin, and I want to get a place that has like a hot tub. Maybe it's by a river, maybe there's some like kayaking, some hiking trails. I don't know if there's a place that has like horseback riding or maybe like a vineyard nearby, but more like classy, chill, relaxing, hanging out. That's honestly the vibe that I want to go for, because I'm tired. I'm not old, but like I'm old enough that I don't want to go to bars. I don't want to go to clubs. I just want to be with the people I know and my friends, but like everybody else, no thank you, bye. Don't want to be by you. Like, no offense to anybody, but like I'm happy with my circle. I'm not looking to like go meet a whole bunch of new people and make friends for 48 hours. Let me know if you guys feel like that. Like if there's anybody that's my age or even older, do you get to the point where you're like, I'm good, like have my people, and that's great. Like I don't want to come off as standoffish when I say that, but that's just how I feel. Like I'm happy with the friends I have, and that's it. Okay, so here comes the hard part, and it's the eyeshadow palette, because I never want to use the same thing for that many days in a row, honestly. Like I like to switch things up, switch it around, but I don't want to take a whole bunch of stuff. I'm struggling. Okay, I'm kind of thinking of maybe taking that for a site. I just put this in my recent mini collab series that I did of collab palettes in my collection. I'll leave linked those videos if you haven't seen them and you're interested. But I'm thinking I might take this one. It's only got 2 shimmers is the only thing. So I'll be stuck to 2 shimmers, but maybe I'll just do all matte, you know? There's nothing inherently wrong about that. I just like sparkles, but I could always do sparkly highlighter, you know? So let's zoom in a little so you can see the eyes a bit better here. I'm gonna start with Old Growth, which is just like a pinky nude kind of transition shade color. I haven't used this palette in so long, you guys. That was kind of the point of that series, you know, to bring older things out and use them. So yeah, that's kind of my bachelorette party update or vibes or thoughts. What do you guys think? I mean, we were even talking about the first night getting there and just having everybody bring like crock pots of different things and staying in and just, you know, basically making it like girls' night but a girls' weekend in, if that makes sense. That's just the vibes for me personally. If you are someone who's been married, let me know in the comments, what did you do for your bachelorette? Did you keep it low-key? Were you kind of like wild? I would love to know. And then once we get the date selected, hopefully in the next week or so, then a lot of things can really get going. The ball can really be rolling. I'm just adding a manita. I don't know how you say this, guys, but I'm adding it to the outer corners for some depth and dimension. Because then we can do save the dates. Then I can work on catering, a DJ, all of those things that you definitely have to have a date to book. I think I've told you guys, I already have my dress. I'm not gonna put it online until after the fact because I don't want it to be seen. I want to reveal, if you will. I'm going into Let It Rain next, which is the black with kind of like, oh, I don't know, like gold and kind of pinky maroon looking shimmers. I just want a little bit here to darken just right up against the lash line. And I would like to get a lot of that planning and details and stuff like that done this summer so that during the school year I'm not having to deal with a lot of those details and decisions, and it's just more like final payments and things that I'll have to worry about when it gets down to it. But to me, I feel like the venue and the food are going to be the biggest things, like both expense-wise and decision-wise. I feel like once I have those down, everything else should be pretty simple. But again, if you've been married and you're like, oh, I got news for you, let me know down in the comments. Okay, I think I am going to do a little bit of glitter primer with this. I don't remember quite how impactful or not these shimmers are in this palette, but I feel like ColourPop in general usually can use just a little pizzazz, a little pop. And I of course got too much, so let's see if I can shear this out a bit. Now I've got kind of like a greeny one and a goldy one. I got the Super Shocks, the shadows from this collection too when it came out, but I kind of want to stick to just this palette today. Green and maroon, gold and maroon, green and maroon, gold and maroon. I think I'm gonna go with the gold. Okay, so this is West Coast that I'm going with. Yeah, I like that. Okay. It's a little neutrally, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with neutral. This is just a flat brush from Coleona, by the way, if you were wondering what I'm using. I usually tend to go for this one, or I have a flat one from Laura Lee Los Angeles that I really like for picking up shimmers. What do we think? A little bit of a smoky, goldy maroon. I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna put all of these brushes I used also in this little makeup brush holder travel thing. And then I will use Let It Rain again just to give me a little bit of a winged shadow liner. Nothing crazy, just a little something like that. All right, now I don't feel like there is a shimmer or a matte really light enough for the inner corner on that one. So this is where the highlighters are gonna come in. And for this, I'm gonna pack my Sugar Drizzle Mini Glow Cube palettes. Honestly, you could use these for eyeshadows too, no problem. And I'm gonna pack my Rephr number 3 brush, which is a little tiny little point that I think is great for getting in there. And I want something a little more neutral. Let's see, that's a little pinky, that's a little reddy. Okay, I'll go for the one that is kind of like yellowy gold looking. It's not gonna be the same gold as what's on the lid, but I think it'll be close enough for a little sparkle. Yeah, and then I'm also I'm going to put a little of that same shade on the cheeks, just for some extra glitz and glimmer. Ooh, what do we think? I don't know that you can really see it in all its true beauty on camera, but I love it. Okay, then I already have packed in here a Melt Liquid Lip Liner in shade Foxy, and I have a liquid lip from The Balm, like one of those Meet Mark ones. I can't remember the exact shade right now, but it's kind of like a pinky brownie nude. So I've got those two, and I know in my purse I always keep like a bullet lipstick. I have right now a bullet lipstick that's brown from Milani, and then I have kind of like a pinkier shade I think in there right now, liquid lip from NYX. So that should give me enough lip options. I'm gonna take my eyelash curler that I just used, and I think I'm gonna pack my Fenty mascara. This is just their regular volume lift and curl mascara. It's okay. That's my official review. It's okay. I don't care for the shape of the wand. It's kind of like wider when you put it this way and then skinnier this way, so it's weird and kind of flat. It definitely does not curl my lashes the way it says it does. My lashes are curled because I curled them, not because of this mascara. So I don't know about the lifting or the curling, frankly. The volume, I would say, is there if you layer it. So I really am not impressed with this mascara when it's just one coat. If I layer 2 to 3 coats, then it can get where I want it to be as far as volume. For my lashes, usually for volume, I don't want something that's gonna clump. I just like something that separates my lashes. The length's pretty good on my natural lashes. So again, separation is really what I'm looking for to volumize. There's 2 coats, and I'm gonna try to do 1 more coat to really get it there where I want it to be. So there it is with 3 lashes. Not my favorite, but it's workable. It is workable, and it's a little mini too, so that's kind of nice for traveling. So with getting some little minis and doing like a face palette, like that one face palette that had the blush, bronzer, and highlighter all in one, even though I packed another highlighter palette anyway, everything fits as far as the makeup in this one bag. And then all of the tools, everything is in this one. So that's what I'm taking for makeup basically, which I think is pretty good. And like I said, the lip is already in there, so I'm gonna use something else that I haven't already packed. I'm gonna use a different Melt, sorry, I'm trying to get this liquid lipstick out of this box and it's difficult. I'm gonna use the Melt All Day Everyday Ultra Matte Lip Liner in Headbang. I do like to slightly overline my top lip near the Cupid's bow. And then I'm gonna go in with the Laura Lee Los Angeles Liquid Lipstick in Spicy Pink. Let me zoom out again. And now that I'm done with the eyes, so you can actually see what I'm doing here. These two pair so well together in my opinion. And yeah, guys, that is it. That's the entire look, and that's the little brief wedding bachelorette trip update. What do we think of the final look? I think it's like pretty and it's elevated, but it's fine for every day. And that's, I feel like, what I would describe my entire makeup style as, is just an elevated everyday. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're doing well, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye.